Hello YouTube and welcome back to Let's Play Bloons Tower Defense 5 Steam. In this episode, I just realized, that's right, so yeah, I don't have to build it on the boxes. There's no limitation. I always forget that because I feel like I'm supposed to build it on the box. But anyways, so I'm going to build that, actually, yeah, that's fine. I just realized I probably should have put it a little farther back so that it gets a better usage of its range or whatever, but anyways, I'm going to be starting off with a attack shooter because even though it doesn't seem like a super powerful tower, I realized that with all of my premium upgrades and it had the specialty building for it, but with the attack speed token upgrades, this thing is crazy fast and does lots of damage. It still obviously would struggle against like a Moab or something, but against the normal bloons, especially once it gets up into the Ring of Fire, which in my opinion, I prefer using the Ring of Fire over the tack shooter. I think there was someone who said once that the tack shooter is technically better in certain circumstances or something. But yeah, I prefer the Ring of Fire. And one other random thing that I want to talk about real quick is I was looking over like the amount of time I've played each of the games in my Steam library because it tells me how much time I've played them. And it said I've only played Bloons Tower Defense for like 77 hours, which does kind of sound like a long time on the surface, but I mean, I spend way over 100 hours on a lot of my other games. Animal Crossing, I've got like 400 hours just for the newest game. Of the other games, I'm sure it's similar, if not more. Pokemon, I know, like each of the last Pokemon games I've had, I've put in at least 100, if not like 200 hours into it, if not more. What else was it? Dungeon Defenders, I put like 400 hours into already. So yeah, a lot of my other games I've put in hundreds of hours, but this one I've only put in 77, although technically that's only 77 hours on the Steam version. If I could go back and check somehow how much I've put into, what's it called? Just put this over here. Yeah, that's fine. Put that over here. Gonna put a farmer there as well. But anyways, if I could go back and check how much time I've put into the Deluxe Edition Bloons Tower Defense, or just into any Bloons Tower Defense game I've ever played, I'm sure that would probably be into like the thousands if you combine all of the Bloons Tower Defense I've played, because I've definitely played a lot. Well, okay, I take that back. Probably not into the thousands. It's definitely in the hundreds though, like a couple hundred, not just 100. Because I have put a lot of time into Bloons, just maybe not specifically this one, because I only play it when I'm recording it, essentially. I played a little bit off-screen, but not very much, which I find kind of odd, because I do enjoy the game. I think it's an amazing tower defense game, but for whatever reason, I don't really play it very much off-screen, like in my own free time, now that I'm actually recording it or whatever. And now would be a good time for me to place this right about here. I should probably give it camo detection as soon as I can rather than all the other upgrades, which I always do. I can never just focus on saving up for the camo detection. I always have to buy the other upgrades first, which is kind of ridiculous. But anyway, so there you go. Now it's got radar scanner, which it shouldn't really need too much because there's not a ton of camo balloons. But, I mean, there obviously are some. And yeah, that one Ring of Fire is pretty strong. Pretty crazy. And then I'll probably just end up going with an ice tower behind it. Although, before I go with the ice tower, I'm going to put this Moab. I want to call it a Moab Mauler because a Moab Mauler is the name of a thing that does a lot of damage to a Moab, but it's not a Moab Mauler because that is specifically something different. It's just a balloon chipper. I want to call it like a Moab chipper or something. I do kind of wish the placement was probably a bit different. I probably could place it somewhere else. Nah, it's probably more effective here. It's just that now the balloons are sort of being taken out of the range of the Ring of Fire, which slightly bugs me, but it's fine. Just gonna get that super wide funnel. And one thing that I'm sure some of you have probably realized is that I do essentially use pretty much the same strategy that I always use. While there is a pretty good diversity in this game in terms of all the different towers that behave differently and everything, I don't know, once I find my niche, like my pattern that I always kind of stick with, it tends to work on pretty much everything, which is why I've had this discussion a couple times before, where someone might say that like I'm so good at this game, but I mean I'm not really good at it. I just have figured out a part of the puzzle that I can easily exploit, basically. Like, it's not so much that I have a skill in it, it's just that I have a knowledge of what pieces work where and why. Which, I mean, some people might consider being good at something, I guess, I don't know. But yeah, so I kind of want to use, I know I haven't been posting like any videos. I was gonna try for like once a week, and that was like a month or two ago, and I posted like 2 videos since then. But yeah, I'll try to get into once a week, which of course I've said, and pretty much anytime I say something like that, I immediately want to take it back because I know that life is unpredictable and whatnot, and while I probably do have the time, it's just a matter of will and whatnot. But I have been trying to stream a little bit more. I probably will stream later today. So I'm posting this the day that I'm uploading it, or obviously, I'm posting this the day that I'm recording it. I should, hopefully. Just over here. And so if you see that I uploaded it the same day, or at least within about 4 hours-ish, I think, same day that I uploaded it or whatever, then chances are that I could be streaming on Twitch, potentially. Yeah. I don't know. Just so you guys know, I don't know what I'm going to be streaming. Not really sure. Probably something on the 3DS. I don't know. But, yeah. So what do you guys think about the rest of the series? I know that I asked this a couple times before, and I'm doing this, in case you haven't noticed, on Impoppable Mastery Mode, which really isn't that difficult because I have all the premium upgrades. I think I have all the premium upgrades, if that's what they're even called on this one, I don't remember. I have pretty much all the token upgrades I can get at the moment. I just need more tokens, obviously, to upgrade things more. And one of the things that I sort of like and sort of don't like about using this sort of strategy, with all of the Rings of Fire and the Ice Tower and all that, the Arctic Wind, is that I can't really see the balloons that I'm popping. Like, if I'm trying to build up a strategy of, okay, this is when this type of balloon appears, and this is when that type of balloon appears, like, I can't really do that because I can't really see when the balloons appear. And, I mean, I can kind of tell, like, for the big Moabs or something, but, I mean, really, it's just, I'm totally destroying everything right there. Like, I have nothing to worry about. Yeah, I think that, I mean, with 3 balloon chippers, specifically on this map, because it is an easy map, which actually I do kind of want to address right now, is that yes, this is technically an easy map, but the balloons aren't really getting anywhere. Like, it's not that they're traveling on like 3 times around, going around and around and around, and that's why I'm able to pop everything. It's like everything is getting kind of stuck right there and destroyed right at the beginning of the map. And of course, it is sort of all into one spot, so I guess, okay, yeah, they're the Moabs. Kind of started to travel a bit, but not very far. Like I said, it's not like they're going around and around and around on this one. So that's why I feel like this strategy could work on most maps. Obviously on like the tar pits or something, that's definitely going to be a bit different, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Eventually, I guess, I don't know. Yeah. But anyways, what was I saying? I don't know. I forgot what I was talking about. I have, how much is that? 47,000? Really? Only 47,000? Doesn't sound like very much. Let's upgrade that. We can get even more money. For no real reason. Let's see. So there's plenty of games that I want to do Let's Plays of, and games I want to stream, and different video projects that I want to do. But I really don't have. Okay, I have the time. I just need more skill. Well, I mean, for Let's Plays, I don't necessarily need more skill or prowess. Like, I guess I could do stuff differently in terms of like better editing or something, like try to cut it to make it faster or something. And, oh yeah, that's right. I mentioned that I wanted to just fast forward or something. I feel like I could do that, but I mean, just seriously, I'm just sitting here waiting. Like I could, I don't know. I could record the game technically without commentary, and then do post commentary where I just like watch it at like 2 times speed, and then throw in my commentary afterward, because it would essentially be the same thing where I'm just sitting here talking for 15 minutes or so. I don't even remember how long these videos generally are. It's about 15 minutes, right? 15 to 20 or so, which is kind of a long video for YouTube. Well, nowadays videos been getting a bit longer, but that's sort of a long time, sort of. Let's see. I want to put this in the range, I guess. Impossible achievement thing, I guess. I don't know why I got that achievement. Might as well make it Monkey Town so to get more money. I could have done that a long time ago. But let's see. Because yeah, on that, I don't even know what to talk about because my strategy is so self-explanatory. The Rings of Fire do massive damage. Well, not massive damage, but they do a lot of damage really quickly to a large amount of balloons, especially with the extra attack speed bonuses and everything. They attack super fast, so they're doing lots of layers per second, basically. The Ice Tower is to help make sure that all the balloons are moving slowly enough, and then that right there, that is a bit of an issue. Round 63, essentially ceramic clumps become the Moab clumps. But, okay, on this map in particular, it's not as big of an issue, although that is actually getting a bit threatening. So let's use a Techno Terror to get rid of that. Wow, okay. I stand somewhat corrected. But, of course, with all the money that I've collected, I can easily just do that and disperse the threat. That was kind of cool. That happened. I mean, I guess I probably should have seen that coming, because 3 blue chippers really probably isn't enough for round 63 on Mastery. But for the most part, I mean, he's doing okay, I guess. I mean, I would have lost if I didn't throw in those Techno Terrors to destroy everything. Although I probably could have used what someone probably would have preferred me using is if I used the Ground Zero, which will just, blow that up or whatever. Which, of course, when you have this much money and you've got essentially Monkey Tycoon, which is not what it is in Steam version, but let's see. There's that there. See a bunch of those Moabs, and boom. Now they're all gone. So yeah, that's probably a better way of doing it than the Techno Terror. Probably less expensive too. But again, when you've got all this much money, it's not a big deal. And Ground Zero, and that's it. For some reason I was thinking that was the last round. That was not the last round. But let's see. I could throw down... I could throw down some spike factories over here. With the spiked mines. That would be pretty effective. And then... yeah, we'll have like 2 or 3 spiked mines near the end of the track. And then, well, I guess I could probably just throw in the Moab Treasure Spikes and Spike Storm on that side. Now, I was thinking about getting the temple, the Monkey Temple, but I think it's probably a little bit more fun or whatever. Not really fun though, but you know what I mean. I feel like the ones on the left are smaller or something, because I'm definitely putting them a lot closer together. So yeah, that should definitely cover everything, and then might as well just throw in the high energy bacon, just for the fun of it. I think everything else is pretty much fully upgraded. Still at 20,000 cash, which is pretty nice. It'd be amazing to have that in real life right now. But speaking of money, I guess, I applied for a job that would be full-time and pays well and all that, and shouldn't technically seem too difficult, but we'll see if I actually get the job. I just applied for it yesterday, so don't know when I'll hear back or whatever. And I'm not super confident that I will get it because obviously I've only ever had one job. While I haven't applied for tons and tons of jobs, I've applied for jobs. I just haven't gotten any, basically. I mean, I had one, but I have one. But anyway, just so you know, that I could potentially be getting a new job relatively soon, and that would make me pretty busy. But because I'd be pretty busy and I'm making enough money, I could then actually like schedule my life around it. Because currently at the job I have, it's just kind of sporadic hours here or there. So I probably could plan things better and schedule things. It's just because the job schedule is so sporadic, I feel like everything else I do in my life has to be so sporadic to fit around it. Even though it's not really fitting around it. But anyways. But if I did have a more solid, consistent, full-time job or something, then I would feel a lot more confident to just anchor my schedule around it. And that would help me get back into posting YouTube videos and doing live streams, even though live streams would just end up being later in the day, which I don't really particularly feel good about because then, especially people on the East Coast, wouldn't really be able to watch it as long because of, you know, timing or whatever. But yeah, so that's potentially a thing that can happen within the next month. I mean, again, I'm not super confident I'm going to get the job, but it would definitely be an amazing opportunity if I did get the job. And some of you are probably wondering what the job is. And if I get it, I'll probably tell you. Well, maybe if I don't get it, I'll tell you. Because there's not really a reason for me not to tell you. But I just kind of feel like not saying it. Like, I don't want to jinx it or whatever, but I mean, I'm already talking about it, so that's probably, you know, close enough. But, yeah. I've also been kind of interested in Dungeon Defenders 2 recently. I haven't played it in a long time, and I know that they've been doing some more updates and content reveals and stuff, which make me interested in it, but I don't know. I've also been wanting to play and or stream Dragonball Hunter a lot more. I've been playing a lot of Dragonball Hunter recently, but apparently my computer doesn't like that because it's been crashing every time I play it. I'll play it for like maybe an hour or so, and then my computer will just crash, and I have no idea why. It's like the Windows 10 updates must have broken something, and you know, go figure. But yeah, it must have broken something, and then now Dragonball Hunter, it works. It's just after a while my computer crashes, which for an MMO is not super terrible because it automatically saves like every second. If I was playing like Bloons and it crashed every 15 minutes, that would be a little more dangerous. Well, kind of. It'd be sort of a bit more dangerous, but you know, if I was playing like a Legend of Zelda game, like Majora's Mask, and if that crashed sporadically with no warning, that would be pretty bad. And this could potentially be my final level. Like, I could lose this right now. I am kind of interested in seeing how it'll go, but I think I'll be okay. Pretty sure I'll be okay, probably. I will probably survive this. I probably don't need to do anything. Okay, good. I didn't do anything. I would have felt guilty almost if I threw down another ground zero or something. And then, obviously, if I had just stuck around and waited, I actually defeated it. And oh wow, a few Bloons actually made it to that final spike mine layer. And oh look, another clump of Moabs. Which a ground zero would love to destroy, but as you can see, that high energy beacon is just also enjoying destroying that. Let's see. Oh, there's some ZOMGs back there, and yeah, that final spike mine layer is very tough to get through, especially for non-Moabs. Okay, that looks like a lot. Where is the ground zero? Here. Yeah, that I don't think my defenses are capable of destroying. So let's just throw that down, and boom. I do enjoy that. I see why people would enjoy using the ground zero. It's just that usually my strategy is a little bit more foolproof to an extent. Which, I mean, I spent like the first 20 minutes of this video. Well, I don't even know how long the video is, but it's the first good portion of the video talking about how unstoppable my strategy is, and then at the end I'm like, oh hey, maybe I should beef up my defenses. Or I could just keep throwing down some ground zeros. I could probably just throw down like 6 or 7 more rings of fire, and that'll probably That'll probably do it. And I know some of you are probably thinking, like, why don't I just keep that plane up and then just use the ground zero again when the energy refills or whatever. It's not the energy, but when the cooldown goes away. And that is a great idea. I, of course, did think about it previously. I just didn't want to keep waiting on it or whatever. Because, I mean, especially I can just use a bunch of these ground zeros. Because I've got the token upgrade to decrease the amount of time that it takes to decreases the amount of time it takes for the cooldown reduction or whatever, and that I think it does some damage to the ZOMG. I don't remember if it does any. Actually, pretty sure it does some, but anyways, and then just get rid of those. So cool. Very powerful. I do kind of want to get. I mean, I could definitely just throw down, like, let's see, Ray of Doom, and that'll be helpful, piercing through all these layers and whatnot. I could get a couple of Rays of Doom, and that would definitely be helpful. Let's just ground zero that down a bit. Ray of Doom, couple Rays of Doom, Razor Doom, like Rays of Doom, anyways, it would be Ray of Dooms. Right outwards. And oh, look at that! I don't have enough money yet. Give it a second. Give it a second. Give it a couple more seconds. And there we go. Triple Rays of Doom. And just eat all those non-nomads. Not really, but you know what I mean. And then, yeah. So I mean, obviously, double cash is amazing. That's another thing. I have lots of double cash. I don't have lots of double cash. I have the double cash upgrade, which gives me lots of cash. Let's throw down some spikes, spike carpets. Let's throw down some ground zeros, zoom it up a bit, make the frame rate a little better. So yeah, what was I talking about? Nothing really. Nothing at all. And then round 85 always feels like a disappointment on mastery mode because it's just 5 ZOMGs and they're not really that difficult, especially with 3 balloon chippers. I mean, 3 balloon chippers, obviously it's not completely destroying them, but you can put them on hold pretty well. And then just ground zero and da-da. I don't know why I said da-da, that doesn't make any sense, but 8 tokens, 1200 monkey money, impossible thing. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.